Okay guys, so in last video we have seen like how basically chain of thought prompting works, basically how we provide the steps to follow before answering the question that user asks, right? But in the previous video, like we have seen like the previous steps, basically whatever AI is responding, we have to append into some history back, and then we have to again put it up to the assistant content part, right? But now in this video I'll basically going to automate the thing, and basically in the real world how basically AI model will store their like history part, and based on the previous responses how the next response will be, how what will be the next step AI thinks and respond back. So we are going to integrate that part in current video, right? So let me create one file. Okay, let me copy this and just rename this with auto, let's auto chain of thought mounting, right? Let me remove this copy keyword from here. Fine. So all other code will remain as it is. Fine. So what things we have to remove here, basically we don't need this manual steps to append history here, right? So let me first make it empty for now, right? And um, in Python, like basically you know how to take the input from user. As of now what we are doing, we are just directly giving the content here that user is going to ask, but I want my model should ask me before doing the like sending the response, right? So what we'll do, we'll create one, let's say user input, and instead of this we have the input method in Python which basically take the input from the user. So in mostly like you see like in chat GPT model whenever they we open it, asks hi how can I help you. So in similar way I'm going to integrate, right? So let's say hi how may I help you. Okay, so this is going to be the one whenever user going to ask first time, our AI model will greet us, right? Now what we'll do, once we got the input from the user, we have to basically store in our like AI model history. So based on the previous responses, that is going to send the next step. So first of all, we will append our system prompt here. Okay, so we'll remove this things from here which is hard coded currently. So we are going to remove, and system prompt whatever we have created here, that we're going to pass. Okay, and one thing I would like to update here, this JSON format, it's at least should be in this way, like in double quote mostly, right? That is the correct JSON format, because I'll tell you why I'm updating here, because we need to fetch this keyword, okay, while doing this automation part of user reference. Fine. Okay, so we have just given the previous history of the system prompt, that's it, and we're going to remove the complete things from here input, right? And we are just going to assign our history here, and nothing else will be added here, right? So basically two param we are going to send, just history and the model that we are going to use in our current part, right? So once user send the input, what we'll do, will append to our history whatever user sent, with the role name user, and the content is our user input, right? In the previous one we have sent the content as the this chain of thought prompt that we have written, right? Fine. So now what we'll do, we'll once we have got the input from the user, we'll run a while loop. Okay, and while loop will go infinite, right? And infinite, it will just rely on this part, we'll just cut it from outside, and as we have to do proper indentation in the case of Python, right? Otherwise it will break the code. So we will take just response and we'll create the model, and whatever input we have currently we are going to pass. So after sending that response, we basically need the response that we are getting from the AI. So let's say in output we are going to store response.output.strip. Strip is not required at all here. Okay, but anyways, to remove this we can say white spaces from our output, we can use strip one. Okay, fine. And we also want the return object in the JSON format. So how it will be? So let's say output JSON. We will going to convert JSON dot loads, and we'll just pass this output that we are basically the response that we are getting from AI. Okay, in the JSON format. And whatever response we are getting from the our AI model, that also we have to just append into our history, right? So our AI will have the previous context. Okay, so we are going to state and role will be assistant, and whatever output that we are getting, that I'm going to append to history part. So if you see that, if you remember that this part we are doing manually previously, right? Whatever AI is responding, that we are copying and manually appending to a history part. But from now onward, like as we are iterating over the infinite loop, so we are going to append whatever AI is responding, and after getting that response, we are just basically converting into JSON format because we need to use this JSON format. So what I'll do, I'll just write a condition here. Okay, if my output JSON dot step is equals to start, so our first step is a start, as you remembered, right? A start thing and output, this three step by step process that we have defined initially. It can be anything, but for now in case I have just defined a start thing and then output. So if it is a so, like what we'll do, uh, we'll just print that output. So let's say for now we are just returning a start, that is if AI basically whatever the user ask, AI will start with that. Else condition will be like think process, right? The second process, whatever user is going to think, we are just going to print that part from output JSON, that content, the second param. So this is the step part and this is the content part that we are going to uh, return in our output terminal, right? And when we found the response output, we are just going to print the output, and then we are just going to break the loop, right? So this is how it's going to go in the right loop. Okay, and now this is not required at all here. Okay, because we are already printing the content that we are receiving from the AI till we reach the output part, right? So this is how we can automate. Now let's run and see the response. Okay, now let me clear the terminal. Oh, my bad. Clear. Fine. Now we have created auto, right? Auto COT prompt. Let me run it. So yeah, here you can see AI is now asking how can I help you, right? So let's give can you evaluate. I'm just going to ask some math expression. 1 plus 2 plus 5 divided by 2 into 100. Okay, so let's see what AI will respond. So basically it is going to start what user asked. So here you can see I'm not doing anything. So here you can see we are getting infinite response. Next step, one by one, that AI is thinking. So we can see thought process that's going behind the scene before giving the output, right? So AI is basically thinking how we can calculate, evaluate this expression that user has provided. So first it starts evaluate the expression, then think first of all I will follow the operation like using pod mass or paid mass, right? Using this correct rule, operation rule, that is going to solve, and whatever best suit for this problem statement to evaluate, they're going to use. So in this way, our AI model, AI agent, we can say, responds with the optimal solution, because they are not going to answer directly. They are first going through the thought process, like how basically human being is going to thought, right? If someone asks some problem statement, then our human mind basically going to some multiple thought process, like what can be happen if we go with this. Sorry. So so yeah, how okay, so how So it's like similar like whenever someone will ask human to do this task, and it is going to do some multiple thought of process right behind the scene, right? And after getting the optimal approach, like we are going to response back, right? So similar way, like here our AI isn't doing the same pattern, right? First it says like what user asked, like then it is doing thought process. We are evaluating the based on operation which we can use BODMAS or PEMDAS operations, right? Then in the expression I see both division and multiplication present, so they are doing the division first, then after it will do multiplication and vice versa, and then after output they are just doing the final output as the addition is 349, and then after it is ending the like infinite loop, right? That's how we have mentioned here, right? Okay, so this way we can automate the process of chain of tone prompting, and even this is the only process that we are going to use in order to make our AI agents in the coming videos, right? If you want, like let's say re-execute this part, and let's ask some different question. Okay, so let me ask write a Java program to find middle of linked list. Okay, now let's see how AI will respond now. Okay, we are getting some exception. I think something got messed up here. JSON.loads. So it is basically getting failed here. It is not able to decode the response here, right? Okay, let me use some different model. Maybe like mini model is not able to handle this part. So based on that, we have to require to choose the correct model as well, right? So let me again ask the same thing. Hope it will respond now. So yeah, you can see after using correct model, which is able to give the answer based on the trained data, right? So here we can see after using the better model, we are getting the response. So it started thinking and having some thought process, like for finding the middle of the linked list, we have to approach with the slow and pointer logic, right? And whenever faster pointer is the end of the list, slow pointer will be the middle, so that will be of the middle point, and at last of output they are returning the response, right? So this is how you can create your AI model, and which will ask and respond one by one based on their thought process, right? So that's all for today. Let's see you next video. Bye.